As the world searches for a cure to a disastrous virus, a scientist and park scout venture deep in the forest for a routine equipment run. Through the night, the journey becomes a terrifying voyage through the heart of darkness, the forest coming to life around them. In the Earth is directed by Ben Wheatley, who had recently directed Netflix's adaptation of Rebecca. Ben Wheatley is a fabulous director, and I was very curious about his new film that he directed during the pandemic, which he directed a span of 15 days. Welcome to my channel. My name is Justin. If you guys love to watch movies like I do, you guys are in the right spot. Make sure you hit that subscribe button down below and click that bell notification for more up and coming videos. Many directors have been directing films that took place over the pandemic. Some actually involve the pandemic within the movie. We saw one on HBO Max with Chiwetel Ejiofor and Anne Hathaway. We saw Songbird, which had dealt with the pandemic 4 years in the future. This film does cover the pandemic as well, and the world is searching for a virus, but everything seems way more drastic and way more at stake. And we have this scientist and park ranger that venture out into the woods. Ben Wheatley takes the virus and it has that chilling moments with that. It's very drastic and very chilling as well, but then throws in a horror story within it that centers around the forest and trying to talk to the forest. Don't want to get into spoilers too much because the plot really did surprise me. So he's managing two different plots and mixing them together. The pandemic and also something that's going on in the woods gradually becomes more intense as the movie goes along. Right away within the first few minutes of the movie, Wheatley really establishes the tone of the movie. It's a very chilling atmosphere. It's very quiet at times. There's not many actors and actresses involved with this movie. It's very limited with it, and it's also kind of secluded as well. There's not that many different set pieces, and it utilizes the woods to its advantage very well. So right off the bat, we get this chilling atmosphere. You can tell that the pandemic and search for this virus is very urgent. You get that vibe right away within the movie. And as the scientist and the park ranger do venture out into the woods, since they are isolated in the woods and it's just them two, people that they come across, they start to question it and wondering why this person is in the woods. And they do run across a couple different people within the woods. It really furthers the plot. Once we learn more about people and different motives within the film, that's when the horror aspect really comes out and it becomes bloody at times. It also becomes very chilling, way more chilling than it was in the beginning of the film. And as the story is progressing, we're learning more about this myth and we're learning more about the woods. This original horror story really does work, and I find myself really captivated by the reason why a few different people are in the woods and what they are hoping to succeed with in the woods. It definitely works as a horror film while mixing in the pandemic and shooting it during the pandemic. Of course, of 15 days, Ben Wheatley did a really great job directing this, utilizing the woods as an advantage, that it is open but feels very secluded with all of the trees, and utilizing the sound as well to make it very quiet at times, and the simple step on a branch could bring chills down your spine. So since there has been a lot of films shot during the pandemic and used the pandemic as part of the story, this one is probably one of the best ones I have seen. It sets up the pandemic early on, the need for the virus, then venturing out into the woods, and then discovering people and also looking for people as well, and then coming across something else that is part of this horror story that works very well. The actors and actresses in here, from Joel Fry and Haley Squires, all provide a really great performance. Not knowing people very well and being cautious around other people, and then coming across people in the woods that you don't know their backstory and you don't know their personality or even who they are, but they do seem very welcoming, and then real motives come out and real personalities come out, and a lot of these actors in here are able to flip the switch very quickly to deliver a very chilling performance. The film also looks very good. Like I said, it's very limited in what they can do since it is in only one location, but the shots in here linger on the woods to give it that really chilling atmosphere. The film makes the woods very haunting, and you're also thinking about how this pandemic is haunting humanity as well. So Ben Wheatley does a lot within this movie. The acting's very good from everybody within the film. It's chilling at times. I love how the film takes the pandemic, throws it into the movie, but then offers this horror story as well with myths around the woods and what people will do to try to get what they want within here, and people believing certain things or not. Every new scene I found it to be more gripping than the previous one, and it leads to a really great ending. There is some violent moments within here. Don't let the simple setting of the woods fool you, because it does get very haunting, especially at the nighttime. I'm gonna go ahead and give Ben Wheatley's In the Earth an A-. Thank you guys for checking my review for In the Earth. Have you guys seen it by chance? It did premiere at Sundance in January. Let me know what you thought of the film. Make sure you hit that subscribe button down for more up and coming content. My name is Just Watches Movies, and you guys stay classy, YouTube.